When I first moved to this area, I saw a lot of deer. As a matter of fact, not far from my house, there's a couple of deer that would graze out in a little meadow. Probably 2 blocks away from my house. It's pretty cool. Though I'm not really interested in getting up close and personal with deer, I certainly don't want them harmed or injured. So it's pretty shocking to see a deer get hit by a car. And that's what happened a couple of days ago. It's terrible. The more I think about it, the more I'm not sure that I'm not just making much ado about nothing, but it was a big deal. I was driving down a country road and I was the 3rd car behind this collision. I didn't see the impact of the SUV hit the deer, but it was pretty shocking, because I saw the deer fly into the air and literally over the side of the road, and cars screeched to a halt. I was amazed that there was no injuries to anyone or even a scratch or a dent in the SUV, because I slowed down to look into my side view mirror as folks pulled over to the side, and there was nothing other than dispatched deer. What was even crazier was that there were 2 deer that were trying to get across that country road, and there was traffic one way coming in 2 different directions, and it's amazing that one made it and the other one didn't. I talked to several people since that incident a couple of days ago. One lady has hit multiple deer. It's a part of living where their family lives, out in the country, up in the hills. And it's just a part of life. But I'd never seen that. I'd heard about it, and it was fairly crazy. I almost hit a deer a couple of years ago. It was at night. It was foggy out on this road, and I saw a deer after it had entered in the road less than a quarter of a mile in front of me. And I mean, I started hitting my brakes quick. It was a literal deer in the headlights moment where the deer stopped, turned, and wouldn't move out of the road. I had cars behind me hitting their brakes because I stopped. It's a semi-miracle that we didn't have a multi-car collision. Probably should be more natural for me. It's a part of living here where I live. Yet it still was pretty crazy. I've been doing more than pondering it. I've had to stop for a few days and think about it. Yeah. So I need to get out here and have some nature therapy, if that makes sense. I don't want to make this a bigger deal than perhaps it should be. It wasn't life-altering for me. I can't even say it was shocking. It was unexpected and something I didn't want to experience. I didn't want to see that. I can't say that I'm an animal person, but I certainly don't want a deer to be hit by a vehicle and be a witness to that, right? That's not ever something I want to put on my to-do list. So for me, this isn't about a traumatic experience as much as it is recognizing that I need to be prepared when life does something violently unexpected. Doesn't have to be traumatic, but it was not what I was expecting. And I can use it to somehow help me to be a better person, to consider how important life is, to increase my value for life, to value people in a greater way, to value nature, to appreciate this world. I suspect that someone who now has emphysema has a greater understanding and appreciation of breathing, if that makes sense. Someone that loses their eyesight has a greater appreciation for seeing and the sense of seeing. How much more valuable would life be if we understood how blessed we really are while we're living with our sight and while we're able to breathe in deeply with no obstructions, while we're able to have fairly normal blood pressure without hypertension and high blood pressure and all of those kinds of things, to appreciate deer that live in a meadow just blocks from my house before I witness a collision with one on a country road. Everything that you experience in your life could potentially be something that you're taking for granted. Mom used to say all the time, you never miss the water until the well runs dry. I don't know if that's a Louisiana saying or it's just a wise saying. And all of that was sparked by being 3 car lengths behind a deer colliding with an SUV on a country road.